Sarvebhyo namaskaraha. I hope I am audible. Sorry for the delay in starting today's session. Let's start. I'll share my screen. Start with Mangala. Sada bala rupa vighna trihantri mahadanti vaktra panchasya manya vidhindra dimrigya ganesha pithame vithattam shriyam kapi kalyana murtihi. So we will continue the story of the camel and the crow, right? Crow and others. So Ushtra-kakadi-katha. So don't think we have to go through the whole thing again. Manodeshe madotkato nama simhaha asit tasya anucharaha dvipi vayasa gomayavaha asan tachrutva vayasa apurvamidam sattvam nyayatam kimedat aranyakam gramyam ve. So please find out, the Simha says, please find out if it is a gramya mriga or an aranyaka mriga. We don't know, it looks like some new creature in the forest, and then he gets to know that gramyoyam uttranama jiva vishesha. So this is somebody called a camel. It's a jiva vishesha and it is gramya. It's a shashpabhoji. Grihe shatrumapi praptam vishwastam akuto bhayam yohanyat tasya pavam syat chhata brahmana ghatajam. So immediately when they propose, when the others propose that this can be eaten, he says, no, I will not do that because he is a guest at my home. Tad abhayapradanam datva matsakasha maniyatam yenasya agama karanam prichami etat sarvam saha karoti tadanantaram bhoho krathanaka matvam gramam gatva bhuyopi bharodvahana kashtabhagi bhuyaha. So you please, I can understand your strain in in the village. You don't have to go back there, Krathanaka. Please stay with us. Is what the Simha offers. He offers a stay at his home. And there was a question last time, I think, as to the significance of the name Krathanaka. And Krath dhatu means to injure, to slaughter. So Krathana means slaughtering, slaughter. Okay, so Krathanaka, somebody who is ready for slaughter. Okay, or the one that has been slaughtered in this case. Okay. So tadraiva aranye nirvishanko marakata sadrishani shashpagrani bhakshayan maya saha sadaiva vasa. You can stay here, Krathanaka, Simha offers. Tathanye dyur madotkatasya mahagajena aranyacharina saha yuddham abhavat tatastasya dantamusala praharair yatha jata. One day what happened is Simha was very badly wounded in a battle that took place between him and an elephant. Athatan simha praha bhoho anvishatam kutrachit kinchit sattvam yenaham yetamapi dasham praptas tadhatva yushmad bhojanam sampadayami. So even in this stage, I want to help you guys because I am your Swami and you are my loyal servants. You have not left me even at this stage. So I want to help you sustain your life. So please find out some animal that can be slaughtered by me at this stage. And then they go and Vayasaha yukta muktam param swamina tasya abhay pradanam dattamaste. So when the Shrigala proposes that this Ushtra can be killed and had, Vayasa says, no, Swami has told no. And then Shrigalaha aha aham swaminam vignapya tatha karishya. So I will go and inform the king and make him agree to our plan. Evam abhidaya sattvaram simham uddishya prasthitaha atha simham asadya idamaha swamin samastam manam bhrantva vayamagataha nakinchit sattumata asaditam etatsaram. So he says, we have gone around the forest and we have not found out anything. And then simhaha tasya darunam vachanam akarni sakopam. Immediately he says, no, we have offered him abhaya pradana, we cannot kill him. Nago pradanam, namahi pradanam, nachannadanam, hi tatha pradhanam, yatha budhaf pradanam, sarva pradaneshu abhaya pradanam. So all these danas do not matter. They are not of that much of a significance like that of abhaya pradana. They are not even anywhere close near abhaya pradana. Shrihalah tadyad abhaya pradanam datva vadhakriyate tadesha doshaha. Punaryadi devapadanam bhaktya sa atmano jivitavyam prayachati tanna doshaha. If he offers himself on his own, then that is not a dosha. And then at this stage, lion says, okay, fine, whatever you want, you do. Then we saw that yasmin kule of purusha pradhanas sasarvayatnaif parirakshaniyaha tasmin vinashte swakulam vinashtam nanabhibhange hyarakavahanti. So if the Pradhana Purusha of a Kula is lost, then this entire Kula will collapse. So it is very important that the Pradhana Purusha, the leader, the Nayaka is protected at all costs. This is very important. Tadakaranya madotkataha yadyevam tat purushva yadrochate. So please do whatever you want to do. Apadam prapniyat swami yasya bhrityasya paschatah praneshu vidyamaneshu sabhrityo narakam prachayat. So when a bhritya is alive and the king perishes right before him, then that bhritya, even though he might be alive for now, he will go to naraka. तदनन्तरं ते सर्वे बाष्पपूरितदृशो मदोत्कटं प्रणम्य उपविष्टाः तान् दृष्ट्वा मदोत्कटाः भोः प्राप्तं दृष्टं वा किञ्चित् सतं they inquire and then each one starts offering himself, right? We saw all this. So and then the Shrigala says that kaka mamsa is nishiddha in the Shastra, so kaka is not to be consumed. And then द्वीपियाः भो साधूक्तं भवता पुनरपि स्वल्पकायः स्वजातिश्च नकायुधत्वाद् अभक्ष्यः. So Dvipi is this Vyaghara, sorry, Shrigala is also abhakshya and Dvipi is also abhakshya. So we saw all this. And then Pritanam Swaminah Karye Bhrityanam Anuvartinam Bhavet Swarge Kshayo Vasah Kirtischa Dharanitale. So they recall great verses that talk about the glory of those sevakas who offer their lives for their Swami. And now I think we were somewhere here. Tachrutva, we shall continue from here. Tachrutva kathanakas chintayamasa etaistavat sarvairapi shobhanani vakyani proktani na chaikopi swamina vinashitaha tadahamapi praptakalam vakshyami yena madvachanam yete trayopi samarthayanti iti nishchitya provacha bhoho satyamuktam bhavata param bhavanapi nakhayubhaha tat katham bhavantam swami bhakshayati uktancha. So seeing all this, Prathanaka thinks to himself, Sarvairapi Shobhanani Vakyani Proktani, all of them have spoken very nicely, but Nachaikopi Swamina Vinashitaha, but Swami has not finished off even one. Tadahamapi Praptakalam Bhakshami. So when my turn comes, I will also talk. But then these people will stop me. So trusting that, he opens his mouth. And he says, Manasapi swajatyanam yonushtani prachintayet bhavanti tasya tanyeva ihaloke paratracha. So the one who thinks of an anishta for his own clan, he is going to perish. Tasya iha api anishtani bhavanti paratra api anishtani eva bhavanti. Iti vadati kathanakaha tadapasara agrataha yena aham swaminam vignapayami. So he tells the Dvipi, please move away. I am going to offer myself to Swami. Tathanusthite Prathanakaha agre sthitva pranamyo vacha swaminne yete tavad abhakshyastav tan mama pranais pranayatra vidhiyatam yena mama ubhayaloka praptir bhavati. So please consume me and take care of your sustenance so that I get Ubhayaloka Prapti. Ubhayaloka Prapti, Kirti in this loka and Swarga in the other loka. Uttancha Nayajvanopi gachanti tam gatim naiva yoginaha yam yanti projhita prana swamyarthe sevakottamaha. So yam gatim projhita pranaha sevakottamaha yanti tam gatim yajvanaha yoginaha api nayeva gachanti. So even great people who do great yagas, great yogis, even they don't attain such a state. The state that a sevaka who has offered his life for the sake of his Swami attains. Evam abhihite tabhyam shrigala chitrakabhyam vidarito bhayakukshi prathanakah pranan atyakshit tatascha taihi kshudrapanditais sarvair bhakshitaha atoham bravimi bahavav panditaha kshudraha iti. So evam abhihite sati. So immediately after he utters these words, tabhyam shrigala chitrakabhyam, by those jackal, by the jackal and the chitraka is dvipi, cheetah, leopard. Okay. Vidarita ubhaya kukshihi. So they attacked him on both sides and tore his stomach apart from each side. Vidarita ubhaya kukshihi prathanakaha pranan adyakshi. So he gave his life away. Tataha cha taihi kshudra panditaihi sarvaihi bhakshitaha. And he was consumed by all those panditas. Atoham bravimi bahavaha panditaha kshudraha. This way I am saying Damanaka. Okay, so I hope we can recall that the story is told by Sanjeevaka to Damanaka. So as I was thinking about this story, I was discussing with my friends, we found some nice insights as to how beautifully this story has been, this scenario has been created by the author. So I thought I will just share those points here in the class. See, the first thing is this Ushtra, this Krathanaka who has come. Okay. He is a Shashpabhuji. Okay. He belongs to a different place. He does not belong here at all. He is a migrant. Right? He is coming to this Vanapradesha that is ruled by this Simha and his Anucharas. So once he comes, the first thought that comes to these people, this Kaka and this Shirgala, they say that we shall consume him. We will consume him. And then this lion beautifully says that there is no need to consume him. Okay. Because he is an Atithi who has come to our house and he need not be consumed. And I don't see any imminent threat to my life as such from him or to this Pradesha. So we can welcome him. So that is the idea that the lion conveys, that when somebody comes like that, it need not be that, just because we have Paraspara Viruddha Swabhava, I does not mean that I have to just because we have a natural enmity, I don't have to go and kill him for no reason. Yeah, so that is Madhotkata's view as a leader, right? So as a leader, Madhotkata says that, yeah, I do understand that we are not similar, we are different prakritis, we do not have the same natures, but still I can accommodate him because there is no scenario that has arisen in the real world in such a way that there is a threat due to him or anything. So I am ready to welcome him home, is what Madhotkata says. And then see, we also have to understand the nature of Madhotkata's followers. If we look at them, I'm sorry, there is a question. Projhita prana, tyakta pranaha. So Ujhita means to leave. Okay. So Projhitaha pranaha yena saha projhita pranaha. Coming back to this. So see, these sevakas are very, very loyal to the Simha, the Madhotkata, right? They have been very loyal followers of the king. Even when the king Madhotkata was wounded in a bad battle with the Mahagaja, Aranyacharina Mahagajena saha tasya yuddham abhavat, Madhotkatasya tadanantaram saha yathitaha sanjataha. He was very, very wounded. Kathamapi pranay naviyuktaha, parantu he had no samarthya to hunt and bring back the share and share it with his sevakas. As a leader, it was his duty to go and hunt and share the bounty with the sevaka, right? That has been the paddhati for so long, but then now he is not able to do. At this stage, these anucharas who have been very loyal to him continue to stay loyal to him, right? They continue to stay loyal to him and they don't leave him at this stage. But as a sevaka, they always had that option, right? These Shrigala, Kaka, and the Goma, the Chitraka could have left Madhotkata, but they never did that. They continued to stay. And these being meat eaters, right? Madhotkata is a meat eater, and these people are also meat eaters, and they have a similar nature. And now they are dying of hunger. Okay, because it's not just that Madhotkata is dying, but all these are also dying of hunger because, see, even though they have the option of going and hunting on their own, they did not do that because they have this Swami Bhritya relationship and they are staying loyal to it, and they want to, they do not want to take away that Swamitva from Madhotkata just because he is wounded. So that way their loyalty is shown, right? They are dying of hunger. So what happens now? There is a life-threatening situation. Madhotkata's life is in danger. The lives of these three are also in danger. Now, the Shashpabhoji Ushtra, his life, there is no problem. His life goes on. It continues to go on because he does not need Mamsa to survive. So we can understand, as there is no special mention about him starving, we can understand that he is continuing to feed on the grass, okay, that is available in plenty in the forest, and he's just doing fine. Okay. So when Madhotkata's life is in trouble, these people have proved their loyalty, okay, to Madhotkata by staying with him even when there was an option for them to leave. Okay. But then the camel, we see that he is in a very tough situation. This particular scenario has been beautifully created by the author to show that such potential scenarios are possible in this world. Okay, he does not say that such scenarios will come. Okay, he says that it is possible. Okay, and an intelligent being must be able to foresee such potentialities when two conflicting groups with different interests come together. Such a potential scenario is possible. That a wise man should be able to see, is what the author is trying to say here, is what I think. Okay, so we see that now the camel, what options does the camel have? The camel has to show his loyalty, and he sees that these people who could have killed him at any point in time did not do that. They never did that. Even the Dvipi or the Chitraka could have attacked, but just because Madhotkata has given Abhaya Pradana to the camel, these people never did that. They never attacked. They could have killed him away somewhere else, and they could have always come and reported that, somehow something happened to the camel and so on. No, these people are extremely loyal to their Lord, and they have not done anything like that. Right. So at this stage, but the camel continues to feed on the grasses, and he's enjoying the Abhaya Pradana and doesn't seem to repay his debt in any manner. Okay, that is what is the scenario in this case, right? So, and we see that in some place, I think when these the Kaka and Chitraka, they offer their lives, they say that in any case, tat kimetaiv pranair asmakam ye swamyarthe nayasyanti aparam paschadapi asmabihi vanhi praveshaha karyaha yadi swami padanam kinchit anushtam bhavishyati. These are true words, right? That if something happens to you, anyway we will die. Right, that is how they are already there, because just because the lion is not giving them anything, they are not going and hunting on their own. So they have shown that they are completely loyal and they love their master. Right, so something happens to the lion, they are willing to give away their lives. Right, but this Krathanaka, you see, of course, it is true that they created this ploy in such a way that Krathanaka will come and utter those words on his own. But we have to see that even though these Shrigala, Kaka and Chitraka were really ready to give their lives for their master, Krathanaka never had that thought, right? Because even when Krathanaka uttered those words, he only uttered thinking that he will be saved, right? He did not have that kind of it did not occur, that kind of a noble thought did not occur to him, that he could go and actually offer himself in return for the safety that was provided to him for all these days. It was more or like, of course, there is now an arrangement between the leader and me, so there is no duty on my part. I can just go and look for some food, that's all. More than that, I am not overwhelmed by any sort of gratitude for this lion and so on. So that we can understand as Krathanaka's feeling, right? That is how Krathanaka's feeling seems to be. But then Madhotkata, being the leader, we see that he is being conscious of dharma at every time. Only when he is forced. Yeah, because every time, both the times these people propose that Krathanaka can be cooked, Krathanaka can be killed and he can be eaten, Madhotkata says, no, because I have provided him Abhaya Pradana, I will not kill him. It is not my dharma to do that. Okay, but then when a situation comes where he sees that he is failing in his duty as a master, if he is not able to provide to these other three people who are Mamsaharis, right? So as a king, it becomes his Raja Dharma, primary duty to provide for these loyal followers, right? So thinking that only at that stage he is forced to tell that please do whatever you want, and in case Krathanaka is going to offer himself, then I can take that as it at face value. I can say that he really is offering himself. At this stage, in this scenario, I don't have anything better to do, so let me kill him and eat. That is what Madhotkata does. right? So this kind of very subtle situation is brought about by the author of Panchatantra. So we can, it is relevant even today. So we can understand the way, see, a migrant to a new land is different from the native people, right? It's extremely different. They have different characteristics, different ways of life, different worldviews. So that is what is represented by the Ushtra and these three Mamsa, the four, lion and his Anucharas. Okay. But then just because it is different, because when there is no danger, it does not. So one can, Madhutkata has behaved like an ideal leader, and he has actually offered Abhaya Pradana to him, and he has understood the difficulties of this migrant in his native land, which is Grama in this case. You don't have to, Bharodvahana Kashtabhagi Mabhuya, he says. I understand your struggles in the life in villages. You don't have to do it, be free. We have plenty of space and there is no danger or anything. I can take care of you. Yeah, so he is so welcoming of his guest and gives him space. Yeah, but then situations change in such a way, and when there is a situation like this where there is an imminent threat to this king and the original natives, okay, and the migrants' behavior is in this particular way, like that of Prathanaka, at that, in this particular scenario, Madhotkata chooses to do this. Okay, Madhotkata says, because there is no other option, okay, I am doing this. And even then we have to see that the author beautifully portrays that even at the end, Madhotkata is doing something that is apriya to him, right? Because he does not kill. Even in the last stage, it is mentioned that Chitraka Shrigalabhyam, we just read that, right? एवं अभिहिते ताभ्यां शृगाल चित्रकाभ्यां विदारितो भयकुक्षिः प्रथनकः प्राणानत्याः. So Prathanaka died because these two killed him, right? Madhotkata still did not do that. But then as a leader, he chose to do something that was apriya to him. Personally, for him, it was going back on his words. He had given Abhaya Pradana, but still this is happening. Okay, so he had a conflict between his personal dharma and Raja dharma, and he chose to keep his personal dharma aside and did what is right for the Rajakula, right? So such a beautiful scenario has been created in this particular story, and then there are so many in many other dimensions. The story can be internalized, and one can discover many insights from the story, is what I think. But I just thought I will share this aspect where it beautifully, even today, we can. So migration crisis is going on across the world, right? How to deal with migrants? What should we do? So this story beautifully says that to accept a migrant in the native land, that itself is not a problem. What is the problem? What should a wise man do? A wise man should just be aware of such potential scenarios. That is what it says. It does not say that such scenarios will definitely arise, right? If the intention of the author were to show that such scenarios will definitely arise and one has to be over prepared, he could have, created the character of Prathanaka as an inherently evil person who will actually just come and grab the land and destroy the native people. Nothing like that. Prathanaka was also a trusting person. In fact, until the final moment, Prathanaka acted out of trust. Right? He trusted these people and he thought that these people will save me, just like they saved themselves. Okay, so it is only shown that Prathanaka was. It is not. Prathanaka is not shown as an evil person here, but only as a foolish person who did not foresee this scenario. Such a potential scenario could arise. He did not see. Probably he could have run away. Right. That could have been the best thing that he could do for Madhotkata and all these three people, rather than putting them through a dharma sankata. Prathanaka could have run away elsewhere. Okay. Or he could have thought of 100 other things, maybe. We have to think about them. But then, so it is not showed in this way where all that can come out of this interaction is pure evil. That is not what the author wants to say. But then the author says that nevertheless, even though an ideal world is what is welcome, where everybody follows their dharma and dharma is supreme. That is an ideal world which Panchatantra encourages. Okay, but then it also says, but then an ideal world nevertheless is not the real world. In the real world, we can try to manifest the ideal all the times, but then the real world always has a potential for evil, right? So the real world always has such potentialities, and one should be extremely stupid to not foresee that. Yeah. So that is what this wonderful story says. So if there are any other thoughts, maybe you can share in the chat box. Maybe at the end of the class we can discuss. We'll continue now. So Sanjivaka, Damanakas and Sanjivaka's conversation continues. Tadbhadra, Shudra Parivaro Ayante Raja Maya Samyak Jataha. Samyak Jnataha. I am sorry, there is a typo here. It doesn't make sense. Samyak Jataha. Samyak Jnataha. Satam Asevyascha Uttancha. So Sanjivaka says Tadbhadra. So dear, Shudra Parivaraha Ayam Te Raja. Te Raja, Tava Raja, Ayam Pingalakaha Yaha Asti, Saha Kshudra Parivaraha. So he is somebody with a very, very mean parivara, very mean retinue. Okay? His retinue is not at all nice. So only by somebody in the retinue, the king has been turned against me. Samyak Jnataha. I have now understood your Raja to be somebody who is associated with mean people. Satam asevyaha. Tasmat karanat saha satam asevyaha. And because of this reason, he is not to be served by good men like me. Satam asevyascha uktancha. Ashuddha prakritau ragni janata nanurajyate. Yatha gridhra samasannah kalaham sassamacharet. Ashuddha prakritau ragni janata nanurajyate. Yatha gridhra samasannah kalaham sassamacharet. Janata ashuddha prakritau ragni na anurajyate. So janata, people, are not pleased in ashuddha prakritau ragni. They do not get pleased with that kind of a Raja whose advisors are all corrupt. Okay, so I think Prakriti here refers to group of ministers and attendants. I think we had somewhere we had seen Sapta Prakritayaha. Okay, so in case of, I do not know where we saw that. I think I have also forgotten the details of who were those Sapta Prakritis, but in the context of Rajadharma, so 7 Prakritis refers to the Sevaka, minister, and all the attendants who go along with the king, I guess. So Janata Ashuddha Prakritau Ragni na Anurajyate. So the Raja may be good, but the people are never pleased with the king who is surrounded by such corrupt officials. Yatha Gridhra Samasannaha Kalahamsaha Samachare. So the way a Kalahamsa, okay, a swan acts in the group of vultures. Okay, Gridhra Samasannaha. Gridhraihi Samasannaha Kalahamsaha Yatha Samacharet Tathaiva Ashuddha Prakriti Samasannaha Raja api Samacharet. So even a Raja acts like a swan that is associated with vultures. So in that company, he is also spoiled. Does not matter that he is a swan. He is now associated with a group of vultures, so he behaves like a vulture. So he has lost his fine qualities. Tasmat satam asevyaha. That is why good sevakas should leave such a king. There is no point in serving such a king. Tanunam mamopari kenachid durjanena ayam prakopitaha tena evam vadati athava bhavatyet uktancha. Tanunam mamopari kenachid durjanena prakopitaha. Nunam nishchayena kenachid durjanena, by some wicked fellow, mamopari prakopitaha. He has been made to get angry on me. That is why he is saying all this. Mruduna salilena hanyamananyavadhrishyanti girerapi sthalani उपजापविदाञ्च कर्णजापैः किमुचेतांसि मृदूनि मानवानां मृदुना सलिलेन हन्यमानान्यवधृष्यन्ति गिरेरपि स्थलानि उपजापविदां च कर्णजापैः किमुचेतांसि मृदूनि मानवानां मृदुना सलिलेन हन्यमानानि अवधृष्यन्ति गिरेः अपि स्थलानि उपजापविदाञ्च कर्णजापैः किमु चेतांसि मृदूनि मानवानाम्. So mriduna salilena hanyamanaani girehe api sthalani avadhrishyanti. So the hard edges, hard portions of a hill or a mountain kalakramena avadhrishyanti. Okay, so they get worn out. Okay, avadhrishyanti. So continuously when they are dashed by water, let us say that they are being hit by gentle water. Water is very, very gentle, right? And hard is very, very harsh. It is hard. So, mriduna salilena hanyamanani, repeatedly being hit by the soft water, girehe apisthalani avadhrishyanti. So, even the hard portions of mountains get eroded away naturally over time. Upajapa vidam karnajapaihi cha manavanam mriduni chetamsi kimu. So what can I tell about the gentle hearts of men? Manavanam mriduni chetamsi upajapa vidam karnajapaihi. Okay. So upajapa with. Okay. Upajapa with means somebody who is always who is a pishuna. Okay, so who talks behind your back, okay, and always utters nonsense about somebody else to somebody else. He is a pishuna. Tadrishanam upajapavidam karnajapaihi, by their mutterings, okay, by whatever they keep telling in your ears, by that what can you can the tender hearts of men be protected? They can never be protected. So over time that will also get eroded, and one can generate whatever feeling that one wants by muttering things in one's ears for a period of time. And over, so khala sangha will create such a situation. So one has to be very wary of being associated with khalas, durjanas, right? Athava sadhvidam uchyate. Padahatopi dridhatanda samahatopi yam damshtraya sprushati tam kilahanti sarpaha kopyesha eva pishunosthya manushya dharma karune param sprushati hanti param samulam. Padahatopi dridhatanda samahatopi yam damshtraya sprushati tam kilahanti sarpaha Kopyesha eva pishunosthya manushya dharma karune param sprishati hanti param samulam. All right. So sarpaha yam damshtraya sprishati tam kilahanti. So sarpaha, bhujangaha, a snake, kills, hanti. Whom does it kill? Yam damshtraya sprishati. The one it touches with its fangs, only that person is killed, right? Padahataha api dridhadanda samahataha api. So although it is hit, let us say that it is hit with one's foot, padahataha dridhadanda samahataha, or hit with a hard stick, let us say, what does it do? It tries to bite. When it tries to bite, only the one it touches with its fangs gets killed, right? Param amanushya dharma kopi pishunaha. But then there is this guy, okay, a pishuna, a khala or a durjana, astyeva. He is always there. He's always there in a group. One can always find pishunas everywhere. Saha kidrishaha, saha kopi alaukika dharmaha. He does not, amanushya dharma. He has a very, very different quality that cannot be found in nature, usually. Yeshaha karne sprishati param anyam samulam hanti. Okay, I think there is a two para is there. Okay, in the Anvaya I have made a mistake. I will correct it. Yeshaha karne ekam sprishati. Let us say he touches the ear of one person, meaning whispers about somebody else to a person, but then the person whom he does not touch gets killed. Okay, karne param sprishati hanti param samulam param hanti. So he touches one in his ear and he kills another. Okay, he kills them totally. Samulam nashayati, kills them totally, finishes them off fully. This is happening in case of a Pishuna, a Durjana, who is a backbiter. Okay, Pishunaha saha kopi amanushya dharma alaukikaha purushaha eva vartate yat tasya swabhavaha saha prakriti viruddhaha vartate. Tasya swabhavaha viruddha swabhavaha tadrishaha swabhavaha prakritau samanyataya na drishyate. That kind of a swabhava we do not usually see. So the one that the sarpa touches gets killed, but the Durjana touches somebody else and somebody else dies. This happens in the case of a Pishuna. Tathacha aho khala bhujangasya viparito vadhakramaha karne lagati chaikasya pranairanyo viyujyate. Aho khala bhujangasya viparito vadhakramaha karne lagati chaikasya pranairanyo viyujyate. Aho khala bhujangasya vadhakramaha viparitaha bhavati. So the manner of killing is so different between these two, Khala, a Durjana, and a Bhujanga. Okay. Both of them are, one is a Dushta Prani, another one is of course a Dushta Jana, Manushyaha. But then their Vadhakrama is so different. Ekasya karne lagati, anyaha cha pranaihi viyujyate. So in case of Karna, in case of a Khala, what happens? He touches the Karna of one person. Ekasya karne lagati. Okay. Lag means to be there, to get attached. Okay. Ekasya karne lagati, anyaha pranaihi viyujyate. Another person dies. Okay. Something very different. Tadevam gatepi kim kartavyam ityaham tvam suhridbhavat prichhami. Damanaka aha tad deshantara gamanam yujyate. Naivam vidhasya kuswaminaha sevam vidhatum. No. Tadevam gatepi kim kartavyam ityaham tvam suhridbhavat prichhami. Evam gatepi. So evam satyapi. So even though this is happening, okay, this is what is the fact of life. Fine, I am ready to accept. Sanjeevaka says, kim kartavyam. What do you think I should do? Tvam suhridbhavat prichhami. I am asking you as a friend, Damanaka. So please do tell me what you think I should do at this stage. Damanakaha aha. The deshantara gamanam yujyate. Best course of action would be to flee this place, go elsewhere. Deshantara gamanam yujyate. Naivam vidhasya kuswaminaha sevam vidhatum yujyate. You have to understand. So yujyate is common to both the vakyas. Evam vidhasya etadrishasya kuswaminaha. So this kind of a kuswami, a bad leader, okay, tasya sevam vidhatum na yujyate. It is not right to serve such a bad king. Uktancha gurorapyavaliptasya karya karyamajanataha utpatha pratipannasya parityago vidhiyate. Gurorapyavaliptasya karya karyamajanataha utpatha pratipannasya parityago vidhiyate. So Sanjeevaka is a Shastrajna, right? He is a wise soul. So Damanaka is saying that even Shastra says this, Sanjeevaka, so please listen to me. Okay, that you have to flee. That is the right course of action for you. Why? Even Shastra says, Guroho api parityagaha vidhiyate. So the Shastra says that even a guru can be abandoned. Okay, a guru to whom such a high respect is accorded in the Shastra, okay, is warranted by the same Shastra. In what time? When can a guru be abandoned? Guroho api avaliptasya. Okay. So when he is avalipta means extremely arrogant. Okay. Madena avaliptaha, fully arrogant. Karya akaryam ajanataha guroho avaliptasya guroho utpatha pratipannasya cha guroho parityagaha vidhiyate. So a guru who is extremely arrogant, and then a guru who does not know what is to be done, what is not to be done. Karya karyam ajanataha, he does not know what is proper, what is not proper. And then utpatha pratipannasya, who is on the road to evil. Okay, utpathaha kumargaha ityartha, kutsitaha margaha. So a marga that will only lead to evil. Tadrishasya guroho api, he can be your guru, but if you find out that, if you can confirm that these lakshanas fit in such a guru, you can abandon him. So say the shastras. So you don't have to worry, Sanjeevaka. You can leave this Swami and go elsewhere. Leave our Pingalaka. That is the best course of action for you. Sanjeevaka aha. Asmakam upari swamini kupite gantum na shakyate nacha anyatra gatanamapi nirvrittir bhavati uktancha. Sanjeevakaha aha. Asmakam upari swamini kupite gantum na shakyate nacha anyatra gatanam api nirvritihi bhavati. He says, Asmakam upari swamini kupite sati. So when the Swami is unhappy with me, Asmakam upari kupite sati, anyatra gantum na shakyate, I cannot go elsewhere. Why? Nacha anyatra gatanam api nirvrittihi bhavati, because I cannot ensure that I shall be happy there. Nirvrittihi sukham na bhavati. Anyatra gatanam api asmakam sukham na bhavati. Anyatra gatasyapi mama sukham na bhavati. Even if I go elsewhere, I will not be happy. You know why? Because Mahatam yoparadhyeta durasthosmiti nashvaset dirghau buddhimato bahu tabhyam hanti sahimsakam. Mahatam yoparadhyeta durasthosmiti nashvaset dirghau buddhimato bahu tabhyam hanti sahimsakam. Mahatam yaha aparadhyeta दूरस्थः अस्मि इति न आश्वसेत. दीर्घौ बुद्धिमतः बाहु ताभ्याम हन्ति सह हिंसकम्. So a person who has committed an aparadha with a mahatma. Here a mahatma is not in the sense of a good person, great person, but a mighty being, we can say. Okay, somebody who is very powerful. So when you have started a fight with a mighty person, a powerful person, you pick the fight. You pick the fight with a wrong person, let us say. Yaha mahatam aparadhyeta saha durasthaha asmi iti nashvase. So he cannot be happy thinking that I am in some foreign place, I am very, very far away. Thinking in this manner, he cannot relieve himself. He cannot be at peace. Why? Yatohi buddhimataha bahu dirghau bhavataha. The hands of an intelligent man are very long. Sahatabhyam himsakam hanti, and using them he will always kill his himsaka. Right? So when you pick up a fight with the wrong person, you cannot stay at peace by escaping. You have to somehow finish it off, because the buddhiman, the wise man, the powerful man would want to finish off the battle that he has started. So there is no other course of action. There is no escape route for me, because I picked a fight with a lion. And I am a bull. I know for a fact that he is too powerful, more powerful than me. Tad yuddham muktva me nanyadasti shreyaskaram. So there is no other option for me but to finish off the fight that has started already. Yuddham muktva me nanyadasti shreyaskaram. So there is nothing better. There is no better option for me than a yuddha at this stage. Uttancha. मृतैः सम्प्राप्यते स्वर्गो जीवद्भिः कीर्तिरुत्तमा तदुभावपि शूराणां गुणावेतौ सुदुर्लभौ. मृतैः सम्प्राप्यते स्वर्गो जीवद्भिः कीर्तिरुत्तमा तदुभावपि शूराणां गुणावेतौ सुदुर्लभौ. So again, he says, of course, see, Sanjeevaka is not a natural fighter. He is not a representative of a kshatriya for whom fighting is swabhava and which is natural. Sanjeevaka is more like a representative of a wise brahmana here. Yeah, but then unfortunately he is picking up verses like this and consoling himself, because he has no other option but to fight, because that would be the best course for him. So he is consoling himself by recalling such verses and saying that no. So dying a valorous death is after all very, very good. So I have to prepare myself for this. Mritaihi swargaha samprapyate. Even when you die in a battle, you go to Swarga. Jivadbihi uttama kirtihi samprapyate. In case you survive, you will enjoy everlasting fame, excellent fame. Ubhavapi gunau shuranam sudurlabhu. So see, a shura longs for these two qualities, right? Both of them, that is a place in Swarga and an everlasting excellent fame in this loka, both of them, both these qualities are something that shuras aspire for and long for, and it does not come easily to them. So in any case, I should be able to accept whatever happens. Lalata deshe rudhiram sravattu shurasya yasya pravishecha vaktre tatsomapane samam bhavecha sangrama yagne vidhivat pradishtam. Lalata deshe rudhiram sravattu shurasya yasya pravishecha vaktre tatsomapane samam bhavecha sangrama yagne vidhivat pradishtam. So lalata deshe rudhiram sravat tu shurasya yasya pravishet cha vaktre tat somapanena samam bhavet cha sangrama yagne vidhivat pradishtam. Lalata deshe sravat rudhiram. So in a fight, the blood that oozes out of the lalata desha, this portion, forehead, that comes and flows down from the lalata pradesha, yasya shurasya vaktre pravishet. Okay, and let us say this trickles down here and it enters the mouth of the shura who is fighting in the battle. Tat sangrama yagne vidhivat pradishtam somapanena cha samam bhavet. So it is equivalent of somapana, okay, that is offered in a sacrifice. But then this is also a sacrifice called sangrama. So in this yajna called sangrama, this blood that trickles down the forehead of a shura and enters his mouth is the vidhivat, is the somapana that is ritually offered. Vidhivat pradishtam somapanena tulyam bhavati tad rudhiram. This verse that eulogizes, encourages, motivates a shura to die a glorious death and fight. Okay, either success or death, both in the war are okay. Both of them are finally good for the kshatriya. Only if he accepts this deeply, a kshatriya will be motivated to fight, right? Because one cannot ensure that one can always be successful in the war. So tadakarne damanakas chintayamasa yuddhaya kritanishchayoyam drishyate duratma tad yadi kadachit tikshana sringabhyam swaminam praharishyati tan mahan anarthas sampatsyate tadenam bhuyopi swabuddhya prabodhya tatha karomi yatha deshantara gamanam karoti. Ahacha bhomitra samyag abhihitam bhavata param kaha swami bhrityayoho sangramaha uttancha tadakarnya damanakaha chintayamasa yuddhaya kritanishchayaha ayam drishyate duratma tad yadi kadachit tikshana sringabhyam swaminam praharishyati tat mahan anarthaha sampatsyate tat yenam bhuyaha api swabuddhya prabodhya tatha karomi yatha deshantara gamanam karoti. Ahacha bhomitra samyak abhihitam bhavata param kaha swami bhrityayoho sangramaha uttancha. See, so listening to this, Damanaka is really angry. He says, hey, this idiot, okay, now wants a fight. Yuddhaya kritanishchaya. Now he has decided to fight somehow. And this evil fellow, this Duratma, I just want him to go away, that's all. So that Swami can do his duties. Okay, but then this fellow is doing this because see, he is also a very powerful bull. Okay, so we saw that Sanjeevaka was really a powerful man, a powerful bull. Even his roar actually frightened Pingalaka, and that is how their friendship started. So that yadi kadachit tikshana sringabhyam, let us say using his sharp horns, in case he attacks our line and kills him, mahan anarthaha sampatsyate, then the whole thing will go, because I want a Swami, we want a Swami. Okay, our Swami Marana is not something that I am looking forward to. I just want Swami to be back on the track. Okay, rather than enjoying his Subhashita Goshti, if he is going to come and do his royal duties properly, I don't have any problem. This bull is being a distraction. I just want him removed from the scene. That's all. But then if they fight and Sanjeevaka is also quite powerful. In case he attacks using his horns and Swami dies, a big problem will come. Tasmat yenam huyopi swabuddhya prabodhya. So once again, what I am going to do is using my buddhi, I am going to awaken him to the reality. Tatha karomi yatha deshantara gamanam karo. So I shall advise him and make him decide on his own, such a way that he leaves and goes to some other place. Ahacha, and then tells him, Mitra, samyag abhihitam bhavata. Indeed, what you told is right only. From kaha swami bhrityayoho sangrama. What are you talking about? Fight between a swami and a sevaka. Does it even fit? Uktancha. Shatror vikramam ajñātva vairamārabhate hi yaha saparabhavamapnoti samudraštitibhadyatha. Shatror vikramam ajñātva vairamārabhate hi yaha saparabhavamapnoti samudraštitibhadyatha. Shatroho vikramam ajñātva vairam arabhate hi yaha saha parabhavam apnoti samudraha ittibhat yatha. Yaha shatroho vikramam ajñātva. So without knowing the valor of the shatru, yaha vairam arabhate, the one who picks up a fight, so kindles enmity, let us say, vairam arabhate, saha parabhavam apnoti. He is going to perish for sure. He will be defeated. The way Samudra, ocean, was defeated by Tittibha. Tittibhat. So Tittibha is a Pakshi Vishesha, okay, which makes this tit sound. Okay. That is why it's called Tittibha. In English, it is called a lapwing. Okay. You can Google and look at the pictures. So this is the story of Sanjeevakaha aha kathametat. How is this? And then Davanaka narrates Tittibha Samudra Katha. Kasminschit samudratiraikadeshe tittibhadampati prativasatatasma tato gacchati kale ritusamayamasadya tittibhi garbhamadhatta asanna prasavasati sa tittibham uche kanta mama prasavasamayo vartate tad vichintyatam kimapi nirupadravam sthanam yena tatraham andakamokshanam karomi. So Kasmimshchit samudratiraikadeshe, okay, in a certain sea coast, samudratiraikadeshe, Tittibha dampati prativasatasma. So there was a Tittibha couple, okay, who lived. Tato gacchati kale. So as time passed by, Ritusamayam asadya. So when their breeding season came, okay, Ritukala, their breeding time, Samasadya, Tittibhi garbham adhatta. Okay, so she became pregnant. Asanna prasavasati. So when it was time for her delivery, sa tittibham uche. She told her husband, male Tittibha, Bhoho Kanta, Mama prasava samayo vartate. It is my time for my delivery. Tad vichintyatam kimapi nirupadravam sthanam. So please look for a safe place where there are no upadravas, where I can lay my eggs. Tatra aham andaka mokshanam karomi. So I can lay an egg, lay my eggs there in a proper place for my delivery. So please search for such a place. Tittibhaha praha bhadre ramyoyam samudra pradeshaha tadatraiva prasavah karyaha sa praha atra purnimadine samudra vela charati sa matta gajendran api samakarshati tad duram anyatra kinchit sthanam anvishyata. See, Tittibhaha praha bhadre ramyoyam samudra pradesha. This coast is a very beautiful place. Samudra pradesha is beautiful. Atraiva prasavaha karya. You can lay your eggs here, no problem. Then she says, Atra purnimadine samudra vela charati. See, on the day of full moon, on the Purnima day, the vela is the limit. So this sea overflows, it crosses its vela. Okay. So we cannot be sure what will happen because of the movement of the tides. So it can do Velatikramana. Okay. So it can, the Seema, okay, it can cross here and there. There can be high tide, low tide kind of things, and we cannot ensure the safety of our eggs. The Duram Anyatra Kinchit Sthanam Anvishyata. So please search for a place far away from here where my eggs can be safe. So I think we can stop here. There are any questions? No questions. Yes, Mahodaya.
Namaskaram, Bhagini.
Namaskaram.
From the beginning in today's class, the chat is disabled.
Oh, okay.
21. It says chat disabled.
Okay. Who can see your messages? Okay. Yeah, I think it is enabled only.
So when I press chat, it says the chat disabled. I tried with this phone and also with my laptop. I don't know what.
Okay, I am sorry, Mahodaya, but I hope there was no problem throughout and audio was clear.
Audio was clear. Explanations
okay.
are fine.
Okay, I'll check the settings. I'll check the settings, Mahodaya. Maybe next time I will. So
then
we're almost towards the end of the class. So
yeah, I know. In this story, whatever analysis you gave, my reading is otherwise. I feel in this Krathanaka story, right from the beginning, the other three being meat eaters were by nature, Swabhavataha, they were inimical to the camel. That is why they started suggesting to Simha that he should eat, he is fit for being eaten.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Now, and only thing is, because he had given Abhay Pradhana, they could do nothing. They had to go by the king's verdict. So they were just waiting for an opportunity, and they just capitalized on the opportunity when the time came. Because
that can be a reading, but how I see it is, I would
one
say
more thing,
that
if they were capable of hunting, see, each of these, except maybe the crow, which cannot hunt big animals, the other two could hunt reasonably, whatever size was fit for them, they could have hunted and given the king straight away without making him starve and all that. So they did not do that, and till the king came. And I think the whole thing to me appears as there's nothing that can change the Swabhava. Swabhava vijayate.
Yeah. That is fine, but I think that there are some additional layers that I saw. I felt that these can also be seen here because, see, as you say, they definitely were not very, what can we say, that they were not very much interested in welcoming the Athithi like Madhotkata was interested in. But then what we understand, I understand from this is Madhotkata, being the king, definitely had a better awareness of dharma than the Praja. Okay, so this Madhotkata, being at the level of a Kshatriya, we can see that he had better awareness of dharma. He says that an Atithi who comes to our house and he poses no threat to us, it becomes our duty to welcome him. And when there is such a dharmika Kshatriya at a higher level, obviously we cannot say that everybody can be welcoming of the migrant, right? Obviously, the common Praja are not at the level of the Kshatriya at all. That is why they are Sevakas. Right. So this Kshatriya is supposed to have a better understanding and better awareness of dharma, and this Madhotkata in this story has that. And once he has, we see that even though these people do not have such an attitude towards the migrant, nevertheless, they have loyalty towards their king. And they are bound by that dharma between Swami and Dhritya. And at no point in time, they overrule the king's, verdict, okay, that he has to be protected. That is the final say of the king. They never think of overruling that. It never crosses their mind.
Because against the king, there is as it says, who can fight the Swami?
So they cannot. It is not. So it is not just a question.
So
no, it is not just a question. I don't. Okay, Mahodaya, I don't think it is just a case of being powerless and not being able to do, but it is also a case of loyalty, right? Because they could see, if it is only a case of power and let us say powerlessness, once the king has fallen, they always could have thought that it is the best opportunity, because now the king cannot fight, he cannot kill me, right? So at this stage, when he is weak, they could have preyed upon him and they could have just finished off Ushtra and they could have narrated a different story, but they did not choose to do that. And for me, I see it as their bhakti towards the king, which a sevaka has towards his Swami. So they want Swami to take that action. They do not want to, they don't want to do that on their own. But they think that at this stage, Swami is not being prudent enough. And as ministers, they advise him that this is fine. See, earlier you told us that a grihagata atithi should not be killed. Okay, fine. I agree there. Okay, I am not going to overrule your judgment there. I will follow. Okay, but then when a crisis situation comes and you still hold on to it, it is not right. So as a sevaka, as a minister, it becomes my duty to tell you. So that is why, that is when they convince him. And he also finally says that he is in conflict between his personal dharma, which is his word that is given to Prathanaka, and Raja Dharma, where the protection of the sevakas is also his duty. So there is a conflict. And he finally sees that Raja Dharma should preside over, and he says, okay, fine. And even then, the Madhotkata I think Madhotkata is, he behaves in a very nice manner where he allows his Raja Dharma to happen, but then he has his own personal policy also. He does not pounce on the camel and kill, okay? Because
he cannot, because he's not able to move.
No.
That's what you read in the story.
That right. He's not able to move, but then he did tell the others, right, that if you are able to bring some sattva to me, okay, at this stage also I can kill him. Killing is not a problem. I cannot go hunt, pounce, and do all that. But then if you're going to kinchit sattvam anvishyatam, he says that, right? Please look for some creature so that at this stage it is easily huntable and killable for me. That is what he says. So if the camel is going to offer himself, he can definitely kill the camel, but he does not do it because it is apriya for him. He does not want to do it.
Anvishyatam also means that that animal, whatever that sattva be, it has to be maybe struck and brought. Nothing is going to come on his own.
No. I think he says that
Anvishyatam.
I'm sorry, I look for this.
But anyway, he cannot move. That's the problem.
No, he cannot move, but then he can see.
No, they have to. I think in this context, this Anvishra means go get me some meal, which
no. They are capable of doing, but then they don't want to do it. No. He does not say that. See, I will read those lines. Give me a moment. He says, Anvishyatam kutrachit kinchit sattvam yena aham yesha etamapi dasham praptaha tadhatva yushmad bhojanam sampadayami. So even at this stage, whatever is suitable for me to kill and then offer you your share, because they also want their share to be given by Swami. So it shows their relationship. They are not interested in breaking that relationship because they know their place. And they want whatever is offered, how much ever they can obtain, they only want it to be offered by the Swami. And that is why the Swami also is completely aware of his hierarchy and his position in the hierarchy. So he says, please make it easy for me. Get such an animal that I can kill at this stage. So he says,
one more point. I'm not trying to refute your point. I'm just trying to say.
No. This is no, Mahodaya. This is just a discussion. It is not a.
Yeah, actually, this camel, in your analysis, you are also saying that the camel was having his own meal and maybe it was contented with that. What else can the camel do for the lion?
That is true. It cannot do anything. It is in such a scenario. So the scenario has been created. That's all. What else can the camel do? The camel can probably run away. Right? Because it should think about this.
In what way can it help? In what way can it help mitigate the hunger of these people?
That is simply not possible. That is a different question. What could the camel have done? That's a different question. And
that brings me to the migrants situation also. The migrants any day face, I'm not saying that it will happen today, tomorrow, and all that, but any day they face such a scenario. They should be forewarned of such a scenario. Because here, what I read is that this migrant is unable to be of any service to the whole group. So migrants are also honored, nurtured, or kept only as long as they can offer something in return. That is a real blatant reality in the world.
Okay, yes, it can be interpreted like this. There's nothing wrong. Thank you, Modi, because I just shared what I had discussed today with my friends and.
Sure, ma'am. That was instructive, definitely.
So even definitely, it is not that. So of course, the beauty of the such narratives is that they open new insights and they can be looked at from different angles.
Sure. Thank you. And sorry for again this feedback on this.
I am sorry. I am sorry. I am not yet.
Okay, I'm sorry. I keep perturbing you, but it's only with the view that we can change our course if it's required.
Definitely, it's completely my fault.
That will be, otherwise we keep on reading this just as we read a storybook and so on.
I definitely share this.
And then when you post your feedback, we'll get some mail or something. So
yes, you will get a mail.
Okay. Thanks a lot, ma'am. Good day.
Namaskaraha. Samapayamaha. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.